to show you how to do a little bit of podcast editing in GarageBand or Logic Pro X, which is the upgraded version of GarageBand on MacBook. So let's first get started. We see that we have two tracks here on our screen. So we have the top track as well as a bottom track. So one of the first things that you may want to do is change the volume for your track because someone may be louder than the other. So we can see here that this is our volume. This is our volume for everybody. And so we may want to increase the volume of everyone that's speaking. But if I just want to change the volume for one track, then I can change the volume here. So that's how you would change the volume for an entire track. But now let's say in my top track, I've changed my entire volume, but there is a portion that I may want to change the volume specifically for. Perhaps someone is louder or quieter in just a specific portion. So what I can do is go to my mix button up here and go to show automation, or you can simply click A on your keyboard. Now here you see that volume is already selected for me, but in this drop-down menu, I can change it to volume. I can change it to any other type of automation here that I can see, but let's stick with volume. So before I can change the volume on something, I need to create what's called an envelope, which is a portion of track that I want to change that does not affect the volume of anywhere else. So what I'm going to do is select the area around the track that I want to change the volume for. So I'm going to click two dots. And between these two dots, my volume is going to change. And outside these two dots, I'm going to click again and put two other dots. And what that does is it ensures that only the volume between these inner dots are going to change. So what I'm going to do is pull down on this dot here and pull down on this dot here. And this represents the volume of this portion is going to be much lower than the volume around it. And I can put that back. All right, so that's how we change volume. Now let's say we want to go ahead and move a piece of audio around. Let's say that I think that this piece of audio should go somewhere else in my recording and doesn't belong right here. So what I'll do is I'll select both tracks, put my track marker in front of where I want to cut and paste this region. And I will go to Edit. I'll go to Split, and then I'll click Split Regions at the playhead. The other thing that you can do is click Command T. So I've now split this region of the audio from the region in front of it. And I'm going to do the same thing here, but here I'm going to click Command T on my keyboard. And that does the same thing. Now let's say this bottom portion is completely empty audio, so I don't want it to be there. So all I do is I can click Delete on my keyboard, and that takes away that portion of my audio. Now I'm going to put that back because this is just our practice. So I'm going to put Command Z, and that puts anything that I do back or undoes anything that I don't want to do. But now let's say my top piece, I don't want this to be there. I actually want to move it all the way to the end of my audio. So what I'm going to do is take this piece and just scooch it back just like that. And that's how you move a piece of audio. You click on it and you drag. And that's very, very easy. So now we've learned how to change the volume on our audio, we've learned how to split tracks, we've learned how to move tracks, and we've also learned how to delete tracks. And these 4 things are basically going to be the most essential things that you'll need for your podcasts. Now, there are lots of things that you can do, and you can see there's lots of functions here that you may want to learn how to use afterwards when you become more facile with these 4 basic things, but we can't cover everything about how to mix and master your podcast today.